Well, good evening, everyone. This is Frank and Donna Farr again here in Katy, Texas, and we're honored to have Dr. Tony Smith, our business partner, here with us tonight. He's going to elaborate a bit more on the specifics of the patches, and he's just a storehouse of information. And Dr. Smith, could you kind of tell us how long you've been in practice, so forth?
Yes. So I'm a doctor of chiropractic. I've actually been in practice in California for 32 years now. Just surpassed my 32nd year. So I've been around a little bit. So, I actually work with inside, collaborate with a multidiscipline facility with orthopedic surgeons, podiatry, pain management, general physicians, and we have our urgent care as well. So I get to see and participate in the full gamut of healthcare. So it's a pretty exciting office, and we stay very busy out here. So
Wow, it's amazing.
yeah.
Uh, how did you get involved with these therapy patches?
So what you're referencing is this wearable patch here, the X39. Um, this is actually a light activated patch, and we'll touch on kind of the benefits of it and how we've kind of implemented it. But I was introduced from a friend, actually a friend was kind of a friend of a friend that reached out, and one of my friends is not really science based or doesn't really dive into a lot of healthcare, but he's always looking for business opportunities. And so, knowing that, another friend reached out to him and said, "Hey, I came across this technology that's really nobody knows about, but is touching and blessing a lot of people, and a lot of different health benefits are coming about from it." And he actually had his own personal testimony. But so anyway, my my friend Mike actually, and who's my business partner, actually reached out to me and said, "Hey, I got introduced to this wearable patch that's light activated. I don't even understand what they're talking about or anything, but what do you know about this? And do you know any research about it and anything like that?" And he's kind of mentioned a few things, and I was like, wow, kind of got my interest. And so I started digging into it. Kind of a funny story is because he dropped it in my lap and or dropped it on my doorstep. And then he went to Germany for about 3 weeks to visit family and everything. And he's all, "You go do the work and let me know, let me know if this feasible and if it worked." And so, so I did dive into the, into the technology, the research, and it was actually really interesting because, I actually have been using light therapy for about 18 years now within my practice, and I have a couple units over my shoulder here that are $18,000 a unit, and
Wow.
we use on patients to accelerate the healing benefits, the healing properties within the body naturally, and it's been clinically proven to work, for many years, and it just keeps getting better and better technology. And so when he introduced me to this, and I started seeing the similar type of results and benefits that were with through the test studies, which are some of the best double-blind placebo studies out there, showing that it has similar benefits. I was thinking in my mind, I'm like, okay, I can only work with one patient at a time, and it's about a 15 to 20 minute treatment period. And now I have accessibility to something I could put on thousands of patients at the same time, and it's mobile and portable and non-restrictive, non-invasive,
Mhm.
and it's reaping the similar and even better benefits than what in one session is is as much as a month's worth of this wearable portable device, as I like to say it.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I'm like, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
It just makes sense. And so I'm like, yeah, no, we need to jump on this because I've never seen the technology like this, and I don't think anybody else in this industry really knows about it. So we have our hands on a gold mine here.
Right. Well, I knew as a doctor you would do the research on it before you started using it in your practice.
Yeah.
Uh, and from a doctor's perspective, how does this patch work?
So basically, what it is, like I said, it's a light activated. There's no chemicals in there, anything, and so it has kind of a double benefit. It actually is activated from the light, transient light, but it's also activated from our own body's infrared light. So our body puts off an infrared light that we cannot visibly see.
Mhm.
But the police forces and the armed forces, they know how to track us down from our infrared light because they have special goggles that can see that
Right.
thing. So there is a light that our body gives off. And so David Schmidt, the founder of this company, who has actually done has worked with the armed forces and Children's Hospital and creating other technologies, was understood that light energy is very powerful, and hence we have units that are you got to plug in to activate. But he knew that that light energy could be very powerful in turning on systems in our body that have gone dormant. So what this wearable patch does is basically capturing that light energy and turning on those systems in our body that have shut down as we age and over a period of time. And so it just, to me, it's like turning the light switch back on to something that's already there that has shut down over a period of time.
Right. So there's no chemicals or anything like that coming out of this patch into the body whatsoever.
No, that's the exciting part, is that there is no chemicals. So there's no contraindication to medications or no detrimental side effects, and it's safe, non-invasive, effective, and I like to say affordable. So meaning that everybody has access to something like this because of its non-invasiveness and its safe and ease of use. You literally just peel the back and stick it on. And actually, I have one on my wrist here. Unfortunately, I'm a cyclist, a competitive cyclist, and unfortunately, I went down a couple of weeks ago and put my hand down to stop my fall and thought I broke my wrist, which is very detrimental to a chiropractor.
Yes, very.
Absolutely.
Not good. So I actually started patching up, and I actually was putting them on the top and bottom, and kind of this is kind of my most recent testimony, is that when I came into the practice to start working on patients that morning, I could barely put pressure on my hand to work with patients. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is a Monday, and I don't even know what I'm going to do. So I double patched up, and within about 2.5 to 3 hours, I was actually able to put pressure on my hands again and work with. And I was pleasantly surprised, because I was getting very concerned, like this is going to be a long, rough week. And I was telling my patients, trust me, this is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you, because I almost have a tear coming out of my eye. But the patch came to the rescue and had significant benefits in a pretty reasonable period of time, which not everybody has that type of benefit. Some people take quite a bit longer, but some things we're seeing responds very quickly. So you just never know.
Right. Exactly. So what's the patch made out of? What's in them?
So actually, the patches itself is there's a cloth lattice in it, but there's a crystallized formulation of salt, sugars, and amino acids. So I don't want to get too scientific, but anything that is crystallized has a light refraction wavelength. Okay, I don't know if you go back to chemistry class way back in the going through high school, but any crystallized thing has a light refraction that sends off a certain wavelength. So that is what took decades worth of research, is to figure out what crystal-like formation could refract light to the wavelength that activates that. And we're going to go into a little bit of more of the science, our own body's healing or regenerative proteins and peptides. So that's the key component, is that we're activating our own body's regenerative proteins and healing peptides to start the body's regeneration from the inside out, essentially.
Wow. Okay. Now these are patented. Now is that something easy to do? Is that like filling out a form and sending it in, or is it a little bit more involved than that?
Definitely not easy to do. It's a very difficult. In fact, it's kind of a crazy story. My wife, her father was actually trying to get a patent before he passed. He was actually trying to get a couple patents, and he was never able to accomplish it because it was so demanding and so time consuming. And to go into something like this with David Schmidt, this is how scientific or how smart and intelligent. They didn't even really have a way to test if this worked. David Schmidt had to create the testing procedures to show the patent corporation that it actually did what it said to
Wow.
do. So he went above and beyond, because nobody was able to even understand the technology, because it had never been developed before. And so now that there's a patent on it until 2040, we have exclusivity, or we have a monopoly on this technology that I truly believe is going to become a household name. over a period of time. And again, we have a unique opportunity to go out and bless a lot of lives and
Amen. Amen.
touch a lot of people with this. And I know yourself, you've seen tremendous health benefits and people that you've introduced it to. And I'm seeing the same thing within my practice. A lot of things we never expected to see, and we're seeing some great results and benefits. One thing I really want to stress on is we don't diagnose, treat, cure, or mitigate disease with this. Um, like I said at the beginning, it kind of just turns on your own body's regenerative properties to start to work again, to where our body kind of works as it was at a younger age. We used to bounce back from injuries and illnesses and things like that very quickly when we were younger. And a few revolutions around the sun, we start to slow down in that process. And so
Right.
now we're seeing some incredible things. And what's exciting about this particular patch is that our body kind of has an innate sense to send the regenerative properties to the weakest link, to where there's dysfunction. So meaning that some people, I'll use the patch for a lot of musculoskeletal people, injuries and things like that, to help them in their accelerate their benefits. But we're starting to see other things happening, systemic benefits, from different regions that we never intended to see, or weren't even expecting to see. And so been pleasantly surprised over the overall health and wellness improvements that are people are experiencing with the X39.
That's great. Uh, now, is there a certain group of people, age group, people with certain conditions? Is this what's going to help, or what?
No, that's the beauty of this, is that everybody can benefit from it. It's not for the sick and disabled. It's not for the just men. It's not just for women. It's not just for children. It's not just for the elderly. Everybody can benefit. I mean, when I was introduced to it, again, I was a competitive. Am a competitive athlete, and I'm always looking for advantages to be one up on the competition. So when I was looking at it, I didn't really have any health challenges, but I was like, who could this bump me up a notch,
Hmm.
in my fitness, my
Right.
recovery, and things like, because I pushed myself very hard to train, and so I was starting to see some of those benefits, my recovery ability. So, and again, it could be beneficial for even the young athlete in the recovery process. It could be, to kind of just break through some of those barriers. As athletes, sometimes they plateau at a certain level, and this can actually help them break through some of those barriers.
Right.
And then we also see, some of the people that have had some challenges, health challenges, later on, even younger in life and later on in life, that have had some significant benefits with it. And I said there's not any particular one thing that it helps with. It kind of helps systemically. That's what I really appreciate, because I've been in health and wellness for 32 years. I've promoted a lot of supplements and things, and usually when you're in the supplement type of industry, that you're promoting something for, to cleanse the liver, for the kidney, for, you have one for inflammation, you have one for a detox, you have, brain function. And I, when I got introduced to this, I started seeing some of the research about it and what these regenerative proteins, the potential it could have. And people were asking me, well, what do I do for this? And I'm like, well, you could take this supplement. This is at the beginning, or you could wear this patch. And they're like, well, I'll wear the patch. And then somebody else would ask me, and they're like, what do I do for this? And I'm like, well, you could use this cream, this CBD cream or whatever this, or you could wear this patch. And they're like, well, I'll wear the patch. And then I started thinking about it. And some of these people that are spending, a couple $100 a month on supplements could resort to $3 a day on this wearable patch. And I'm like,
Wow. Yeah.
I'm financially helping them save some money, and it's
Right.
very easy, usable friendly. Because again, I go back and, you want to take a handful of these supplements, or would you rather wear this patch? And they're like, I'll wear the patch before I take a handful of supplements
Right.
today.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I was pleasantly surprised to see I kept resorting back to the patch and referring the patch more than I was anything else to complement. And that's one of the things that I've seen, is that it's been a compliment to my practice, because, people come to me to feel better, and so
Right.
my goal is any way possible that I could help them achieve a better quality of health, and be more active in their lifestyle or whatever, then I'm, it's almost my due diligence or my duty that I can't keep this a secret. I need to tell them about that.
Right.
That would be that would be unethical from a science and kind of a medical science
Exactly.
standpoint.
Now we've had some people that's tried the patches, say 5 or 6 days, and so well they didn't work, so they just quit. Would you have any advice for them? What would you say?
I tell everybody like that they just stop too soon. I mean, we do see one patch wonders, a couple of days, and people have see some
Mhm.
benefits from it. But realistically, when understanding how this works, it's laying down healthier tissue. It's that healthier tissue takes time to rebuild and replenish, and so you really have to give it time. And I mean, I'm at a standpoint now that I know that I know that I know this is beneficial if you wear it long enough. I tell people, if you're not willing to try it for 6 months, don't even bother, because
Right.
I don't want you to come back to me and tell me it doesn't work when I know it does. You just
Right.
didn't wear it long enough. So if you're really committed to changing overall health and well-being, then you definitely need to, at minimum, where utilize it for 6 months, because I think I know you'll be pleasantly surprised at what's going to happen over a period of time you use, and you'll be surprised on some of the things you didn't think could be benefiting.
Right.
So
Great. Now, can only doctors market these patches? Or?
absolutely not. That's the beauty of it. You don't have to be a scientist. You don't have to be a doctor. The company has actually put in place uh, a program to where they want to help get out and reach the market. They want to get the product into a lot of people's hands. So they've put a program in place that they reward the people that go out and share it with others. We become representatives of the company, and the company financially rewards you very handsomely for doing that. And the exciting part is it's a way to supplement or create some financial security by going out, because we all know the economy's hit everyone, even doctors and professional people. Overhead's going up and reimbursements are going down.
Right.
So everyone's looking for ways to supplement or complement what they're doing, their resources, to make ends meet, or to go out and uh, do whatever they want to do to to bless other people. And so again, the company was looking at, because they actually tried a short stint of putting it on the shelves. Shelves don't talk. Shelves don't share these personal
Mhm.
messages and interactions like that. And a lot of times, paid actors don't do a great job of sharing the personal testimonies and stories. So the company knew the best way to get this out to the market, into the hands of the people, to the masses, was to put it in a structure like this, to where again, we become representatives of the company, and the company rewards us for going out and sharing it. So
Great. Well, we've been on the patches now for a year,
uh-huh.
and when we got the wonderful results that I had and Donna got, we started telling some folks, and we just kind of made it a mission to try to help a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But we really didn't launch our business. We just did, but we were still helping people.
Mm-hmm.
But starting this week, this Thursday night, with your help, I think you're coming back to help us out.
Awesome.
We're going to relaunch our business this
Yep.
Thursday night. It'll be 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time,
No, nine Eastern.
9 Eastern Standard Time, 8 Central Standard, and then Pacific be 6 o'clock.
6 p.m. Yep.
So we're going to have a Zoom meeting. So any of you out there that would like to get some privileged information, contact me and Donna, and we will provide you with a link so that you can attend this Zoom meeting.
Yep.
And Dr. Tony, we sure do appreciate you taking time out of your weekend. We know you're a busy man. Stay busy all the time. We sure do appreciate you taking time out of your weekend to spend with us and help us.
You're more than welcome, and I'm excited to share some information, a little bit more in-depth information on the X39, and then also the program uh, on Thursday night, and we'll get back and see if we can get this out into your area, into the Texas
Right.
market, and so on. And so definitely excited, and look forward to plugging in on Thursday.
Great. We'll see you Thursday night then.
All right.
Appreciate